Hey everybody, what is going on? My name is Raven. Welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be talking about the best Loki variants from the comics and the show, from the show Loki. Now this is obviously not my knowledge of it. This is obviously from a website here called screenrant.com. I will link it in the description. Number 10 is Alligator Loki. One of the best Loki variants so far is one with barely any screen time. The Alligator Loki variant from the post-credit scene of episode 4 is the most gonzo version so far. While the Alligator Loki doesn't have a direct comic book analog, Loki traditionally changes shape into many different animals throughout both Norse mythology and Marvel Comics lore. It is possible that this is a Loki in disguise, but it's just as possible this is a Loki from an alligator universe that probably would fit right in the wild dimensions of Rick and Morty. Number 9, President Loki from the comics. Trailers have shown that President Loki is going to appear in the series, but so far he's yet to. This is from before the last episode. I do believe he did show up, so that's always good. He's based on one of the best Loki variants from the comics. He appeared in Vote Loki, a 4-issue miniseries from 2016. The story follows Loki's bid for the White House as he just outright lies to American people. People try to expose him, yada yada yada. Game of truth and fiction, all the fun stuff. Number 8, King Loki Comics. King Loki was one of the candidates for the big bad of the Loki series, but that seems to be off the board now. King Loki is a rare Loki from the comics who actually wins, a future version of the character who ascends to the throne of Asgard and brutally murders his brother Thor. Number 7, Earth TRN 707 Loki from the comics. One of the most interesting variants of Loki in this comics has yet to be appeared in the MCU. The Earth TRN 707 Loki is one of the most powerful. In possession of all Infinity Stones, he wears them on his person. He is also worthy to wield Wolnir, the mystical hammer of Thor. Number 6, Kid Loki from the comics. Kid Loki makes a brief cameo at the end of episode 4 of the series, but he's a major part of Marvel Comics history from the 2010s. After Loki died, he was resurrected in the form of a child. Though he was given a chance to start over, no one really trusted him and found himself fighting a losing battle against his friends and family. Number 5, Lady Loki from the comics. Lady Loki is a major character in the MCU in a way. She's an amalgamation, really, of the comic book Enchantress, Sylvie and the original Lady Loki from the comics. Lady Loki first appeared in Thor number 5 in 2008, after the original Loki had perished in Ragnarok. Number 4, Boastful Loki MCU. One of the most intriguing Loki variants so far appears at the end of episode 4, credited as Boastful Loki. This version of the character appears to be wielding a version of Mjolnir. The hammer is very different, with the handle made from what appears to be a lug wrench, and the hammer itself made from potentially a chunk of rail line. Number 3, Comic Loki MCU. The original comic book incarnation of Loki is great, but Richard E. Grant in the classic yellow and green costume from Journey into Mystery number 85 in October 1962 is another thing entirely. Very little is known about the MCU character so far, except that he is older than his counterparts. It is very interesting, I'm going to take a quick pause here, how we see both, the one we've known and loved, Loki from, the movies and now the TV show, but we also see that comic Loki that's supposed to be older. We actually do see him in the show, which I think is really cool. Continuing on. Number 2, Variant Loki. The Variant Loki is the heart of the streaming series. In many ways, is just the MCU Loki fans have come to love over the years. Alas, in several ways he's not, as the series is slowly revealing. This Loki is on a different emotional journey than his original self, whose arc was gradual and in some ways imperceptible. This Loki confronts his truth and his actions much more directly than his counterpart ever did, and it's possible he will be a completely different person by the end of the series. Number 1, Sylvie. So far, the top Loki variant in the comics or MCU is Sylvie. Though she's ostensibly Lady Loki, she's really an original character who also takes on some aspects of the Enchantress. With a harrowing childhood and savage determination to take down the TVA or Time Variance Authority for what they did to her, she's a far more pragmatic and far more capable Loki than fans have seen so far. Her journey is one of the most fascinating among the many compelling stories within the world of the streaming series. What do you all think of this? I think it's very interesting, and I would love to keep seeing what happens more with the series itself. Let me know in the comment section down below what you think. And if you are new here and have made it this far, please make sure you subscribe, hit the notification bell so you're notified every single time I upload, which is pretty much every single day of the week. And also, if you found this video interesting, or you like the MCU, you like the comics, you like the TV show, or you like the movies, make sure you hit the like button. I will see you on the next video. Bye!